the team's member who is on the team. And for me, my name is Brian Jijansong as a program leader for program HOPE4EDU. The team's member, we got Nur Azan Natasha as a treasurer, Fauziana as a secretary, Azlina as a research leader, Liu Fenglen as a creative or design leader, Dayang Suhana as an outreach and media coordinator. My strength as a leader is strong communication and coordination skills and able to motivate and guide the teams with clear direction. For my weakness, firstly, I tend to take on too many tasks at once and can be overly detail focused, slowing decision making. So for the core values, what do we care about? As a team, we believe in empathy, understanding the emotional and academic needs for students, inclusivity, ensuring every student feels safe, support and heard, integrity, providing honest, respectful and ethical service, teamwork, collaborating and supporting one another, commitment to positive growth, helping students progress mentally and academically. These shared value guides how we plan our programs, communicate with students, and work together as a unified support team. So for the group norms, how will we work? We will communicate openly and respectfully at all the times, attend meetings on time and come prepared, share responsibilities fairly and support each other's workloads, provide constructive feedback without judgment, maintain confidentiality, especially regarding students' mental health, make decisions together and ensure everyone's voice is heard. These norms help maintain a healthy and productive working environment. So the next one, roles. What roles are necessary? The role is necessary to ensure smooth program operation. The following roles are essential. So the first one, as a leader, I guide the direction of the program, coordinate all departments and ensure program goals are met. Secondly, the treasurer manage program funds, budgeting, expenses and ensuring financial transparency. And the secretary handles documentation, meeting notes, schedules and organize program records. For the research leader, the research leader is who conduct research on student needs, mental health issues, academic challenge and help plan evidence-based activities. Next one is a creative or design leaders. We create poster, graphic, presentation materials and manage visual branding for HOPE4EDU program. And the last one is the outreach and media coordinator, handles communication with schools, partner and the community, manage social media publicity and awareness campaign. These roles help keep HOPE4EDU focused, organized and impactful. So the metric of success, what does success look like? For HOPE4EDU, success is measured by increased students' engagement in mental health and tutoring activities, improvement in students' emotional well-being like a feedback survey and check-ins. Next, better academic performance or study habits. And the fifth one, positive relationships built with schools, parents and communities. And the last one is team members feeling satisfied, supported and aligned with program goals. Success is not only about numbers, it's about meaningful positive change in students' life. So the standards of quality. So we expect consistent professionalism when working with students, parents and partners, accurate and clearly documentation of student progress and activities, timely completion of tasks and responsibilities, well-planned sessions that are engaging, safe and exclusive, high confidentiality and ethical handling of sensitive information, a supportive environment where all team members contribute equally. These standards ensure that HOPE4EDU deliver reliability, compassionate, and effective support. That's all for me. Thank you.
So hello everyone, I will introduce HOPE4EDU and also share my role as treasurer in the organization. As the treasurer, my main responsibility is to manage HOPE4EDU's fund responsible. This includes tracking income and expenses, preparing financial reports, and ensuring transparency in all financial matters. One of my strengths is being organized and detail-oriented. I double-check records to ensure everything balanced correctly and communicate clearly with the team about our financial status. However, I also have some weaknesses. Sometimes I can be too cautious, which slow down decision-making, or I may spend extra time perfecting reports. I am working on balancing accuracy with efficiency. So now, let me share the main objectives of HOPE4EDU. These objectives guide all our programs and activities, ensuring we support students' mental health and education in the best way possible. So, the first objective is to raise awareness about mental health and student well-being. We want students to understand the importance of emotional well-being, especially in their studies. HOPE4EDU provides accurate information, open discussion, and workshop to help students recognize and manage stress, anxiety, and other challenges. The second objective is focused on providing emotional support and counseling. We create safe space where students can share their feelings, participate in peer support sessions, and join activities that promote mental health. For students who need extra help, we also connect them with professional counselors, ensuring no one feels alone. Okay, so the third objective is helping students improve their learning skills and manage stress effectively. Through educational programs and workshops, students learn time management, study strategies, and self-motivation. This improves academic performance, builds confidence, and strengthens emotional resilience. Our fourth objective is to foster a supportive and empathetic school and community environment. HOPE4EDU encourage cooperation among students, teachers, parents, and volunteers. We make sure that students in need of support are quickly connected with counselors, creating a caring environment that promotes holistic development. So next, I will present the amendments to HOPE4EDU's charter. Any change to the charter must be approved by a 2 or 3 majority of members. Each proposal is discussed openly, and if 2 or 3 of members support it, the amendment is passed. If not, it is not approved. This ensures transparency and that all changes are agreed upon by most members. So the first amendment updates the vision and mission of HOPE4EDU to better align with the needs of today's students. Supporters believe the new vision is clearer and more relevant. They feel it provides stronger direction for the organization and ensure that all programs align with HOPE4EDU's long-term goals. However, some members think the original vision and mission were already sufficient. They worry that making frequent change could confuse students or school. The second amendments improve the organization structure by introducing new roles, such as counseling liaison officer and student engagement officer. To increase effectiveness, members who support this change believe this position improve professionalism, clarify responsibilities, and strengthen support for students. On the other hand, some members are concerned that adding new roles could make the structure more complicated. So the third amendment is strengthens privacy and ethics guidelines to better protect student data and ensure volunteers follow professional standards when handling sensitive information. Supporters emphasize that protecting students' confidentiality is crucial, especially for sensitive issues like mental health. However, some members worry that very strict guidelines could slow down work process and volunteers may feel stressed by overly formal procedures. So the fourth The fourth amendments introduced new programs like awareness hours and the HOPE4EDU buddy system to help students manage stress and build emotional resilience. It also defines success measures to track the real impact of these programs. Members believe these programs increase students' engagement and provide continuous support. Clear success measures help assess the effectiveness of the programs realistic. Some members, however, are concerned that having too many programs could overwhelm the team and that students' participation might not be consistent.
Assalamualaikum. Today I will be presenting three key components of the HOPE4EDU Charter, which are the preamble, membership, and also the strength and weakness of the secretary role within our organization. HOPE4EDU is humanitarian organization for progressive education. The preamble explains the main purpose of establishing HOPE4EDU is as a non-profit student organization that focuses on supporting students' mental health and academic needs, especially those from B40 backgrounds. This charter serves as a guide for how we work together ethically, respectfully, and responsibly. The intention of the preamble is to ensure that all members understand the direction of the organization and the commitment required in every program we carry out. It also provides a foundation so that all decision and action made within the NGO follow professional standards and align with our mission to help students in need. With a clear preamble, HOPE4EDU can operate more effectively and consistently with its vision and value. Membership in HOPE4EDU is open to students who are genuinely interested in community service, mental health support, and academic assistance. Every member plays an important role in ensuring the smooth running of activities and in achieving the objective of the organization. Active involvement in meetings, programs, and discussion is essential to maintain the strength and effectiveness of the NGO. To join HOPE4EDU, students must register with the group leader and attend the first briefing session. This briefing provides important information on the structure, rules, and responsibility expected from each member. For those who wish to leave the organization, they must inform the group leader at least 1 week in advance to allow proper adjustment of roles and tasks. Members are also required to follow our code of conduct, which emphasizes respectful communication, ethical behavior, and confidentiality when handling sensitive issues. In addition, members must attend at least 70% of meetings and actively participate in all projects. This level of commitment is crucial as the success of HOPE4EDU depends on the teamwork and dedication of all its members. I will explain two strengths and two weaknesses of the secretary role, which is one of the most important positions in our organization. The first strength of a secretary is strong organizational skills. The secretary manages schedules, prepare meeting minutes, and ensure smooth communications between members. This helps the organization stay structured and ensures that important information is delivered accurately and on time. For the second strength is the ability to maintain systematic documentation. The secretary keeps record, reports, and important files well organized. Good documentation support transparency and help the group make informed decisions. First weakness is the heavy workload. The secretary often has to complete many tasks quickly, such as preparing reports, taking notes, and managing correspondence. This can lead to stress or mistake if the workload is not managed properly. The second weakness is that members may become too dependent on the secretary. Sometimes, the secretary ends up handling most of the administrative responsibility because others rely on them for all information. This can create pressure and reduce the overall efficiency of the organization if responsibility are not shared. In conclusion, the preamble, membership guidelines, and the secretary role all play an important part in ensuring that HOPE4EDU operates smoothly and professionally. With a clear understanding of this component, every member can contribute more effectively toward the success of our organization.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Azlina binti Ali and I'm the researcher lead in this group. Today, I will be presenting my role as well as the conflict resolution section in our group chat document. First, I would like to explain two main strengths related to my role. The first strength is strong analytic skill. As the researcher's lead, I am responsible for providing, filtering, and understanding complex information. This skill helps me ensure that our group use accurate, high quality, and relevant facts in our work. This is important because it supports our decision with relevant subject. The second strength is being detailed and systematic. I always review information carefully, check for error, and organize data in a clear manner. This level of thoroughness helps improve the accuracy and overall quality of our group assignment. However, like any role, there are also weaknesses. The first weakness is that I sometimes take long to make decisions because I tend to be very careful and want to vary everything. The process of checking and analysis information can be slow, especially when dealing with the many sources. The second weakness is that I can become overwhelmed by too much information. As the research lead, I handle a large amount of data, theories, and reference. Sometimes the volume of information can make it difficult to decide which content is the most suitable. Despite the weakness, I always try to manage my time better, communicated with my team's mates to ensure the project runs smoothly. Finally, I will present that section I prepared for our chapter document, which is conflict resolution. In carrying out of bilateral activity, especially the NGO HOPE4EDU, there are many challenges and various discriminations that may be unavoidable because each group member has different background, commitment, and work style. Therefore, structured conflict resolution is critical to ensure communication and cooperation can continue and run smoothly in line with the organization's established objective. Here are some of the common conflicts that occur throughout the management of the HOPE4EDU program, along with describing and the steps taken by the group to resolve them. For the first is conflict in the division of the task is unbalanced. This conflict frequently occurs when members of the group believe that the task assigned to them are unfair, with some members desiring more difficult tasks like model preparing, while others receive simple tasks like documentation. Members of the group will undoubtedly become dissatisfied and a result of the unequal task distribution. In order to find a solution, the group leader had a mediation session, listening to the both sides and determining what causing the conflict. The majority of members decided to redistribute tasks in a more equitable manner, including adding support members to following discussion in the formal meeting. This is no need to prepare this solution to the lecturer because it has been approved by all members. For the last conflict is conflict does not exist absent. These conflicts are when several members were absent from the program without information that other members of the group leader, leading to a lack of manpower and disruption to the activity. The chairman acted as an intermediary with the members involved and found to the absent whether the personal problem and failed to inform in advance. After discussion, the majority of members agreed to establish a new rule mandatory early notification of absence to facilitate the replacer system and enable office attendance recording. However, if any member still does not comply with the new rule, the issue will eventually be referred to the advisor lecturer. The lecturer will issue of official warning and set discipline guidelines that must be followed by all members. The concludes my presentation on my role as the research lead and the conflict resolution process in our group chatter. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Li Fonglen and I am the creative and design lead of HOPE4EDU. Today, I will talk about our NGO, my role in the team, and how we practice ethical communication during our meetings. And I will sharing about my strengths and weakness as a team member. About HOPE4EDU is a not-profit organization that focuses on education, support, and mental health awareness. Our main objective is to support students and the community, especially those who may be struggling emotionally or economically. We have to create a safe environment where people feel heard, respect, and support. Besides sharing information, we also focus on encouragement and awareness because we believe mental health is just as important as academic success. Through our activity and social media content, we try to send positive messages to remind people that they are not alone. My role as the creative and design lead, I am in a chance of design and creative planning. My responsibilities include creating posters, managing social media design, and contributing creative ideas during meeting. I also make sure our design are clear, respectful, and professional. To me, design is not just about appearance, it is about communication. Every visual we create carries a message, so I make sure our design are meaningful and easy to understand. In meeting, I think my biggest strength is that I am responsible with my tasks. If I'm given something to do, I will make sure it gets done. I also try my best to listen to others and respect different opinions from my member. And however, I also have my weakness. Sometimes I'm not very confident to speak during discussion. I also need a bit more time to organize my idea before sharing them. But I'm working on improving my confidence and communication because I know these are important skills in teamwork. Meeting and ethical responsibility. Meeting can help our team plan activity, solve problems, and move forward together. During meeting, everyone is encouraged to share their idea, and we practice respectful communication and ethical responsibility means being honest, listening carefully, and speaking politely. As a design lead, I must also make sure that our design are truthful, not misleading, and not offensive. I always check information.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Dayang Suhana binti Benjamin. Today I will be presenting about our NGO HOPE4EDU as well as my role and personal strength and weakness that influence how I contribute to the team. Our group created HOPE4EDU because we believe that students today face many challenges, not only academically but also emotionally. Through this presentation, I will explain what our NGO stands for, what we aim to achieve, and how my role supports our overall mission. HOPE4EDU stands for Humanitarian Organization for Progressive Education. The main purpose of this NGO is to support students' mental health and academic development, especially those struggling with stress, low motivation, burnout, and lack of emotional support. Why we chose this NGO? Because we decided to focus on mental health because there are many students experience academic pressure. Some feel overwhelmed but have no one to talk to, and stress can affect motivation, learning ability, and overall well-being. So we want to provide students with the tools, awareness, and emotional support needed to help them cope and perform better in their studies. The mission of HOPE4EDU is centered on 4 main objectives. First, promote mental wellness through awareness campaigns and stress management programs. Second, provide academic support by giving tips, resources, and techniques that can help students improve their learning. Third, create a safe platform where students feel comfortable seeking help without shame. And lastly, empower students to take control of their academic journey and mental well-being. Through our NGO, we hope to guide students toward healthier coping mechanisms and improving academic performance. In HOPE4EDU, I serve as the Outreach and Media Coordinator. This role is essential because it acts as the public voice of our NGO. So firstly, communication and public announcements. I am responsible for preparing and publishing all announcements, posters, captions, and updates about our activities. This ensures that students and the public receive accurate and timely information about the programs we offer. Secondly, one of my key tasks is handling our NGO's social media presence. This includes uploading posters and infographics. Secondly, writing ethical and professional captions. And lastly, making sure our content is friendly, informative, and engaging. So media social is a powerful tool, so my job is to ensure HOPE4EDU reaches as many students as possible. Next, maintaining ethical communication. Since we deal with sensitive issues like stress and mental health, all messages must be respectful, accurate, and aligned with our NGO's goals. I make sure our content does not mislead, harm or offend any audience. Fourth, collaboration with other members. I work closely with the creative or design lead when producing posters and visuals. I also coordinate with the research lead to ensure all information and is supported by accurate findings. This teamwork helps maintain consistency in our NGO's image and messaging. Lastly, engagement with audience. Another part of my job is interacting with people who comment, ask questions, or set inquiries. I respond politely and professionally, helping build trust between HOPE4EDU and its audience. As part of our team charter requirements, I will also explain my two strengths and two weaknesses and how they affect my work in this role. First, creativity. I am natural creative, especially in designing captions and thinking of ideas for social media content. This helps me make our posts more engaging and visually appealing, which attracts more students to our page. Second, strong communication skills. I am confident in expressing information clearly and professionally. Because of this, I can deliver messages that are easy to understand and suitable for different audience. One of my weaknesses is that I tend to overthink small details. This makes me take extra time to finalize captions or designs because I want everything to look perfect. Although my intentions are good, it can sometimes delay my work. I am learning to balance quality and efficiency so that I can manage my tasks better. Secondly, difficulty delegating tasks. Another weakness is that I prefer to do things myself instead of asking for help. I sometimes worry about others might not follow the exact vision I have. However, I am improvising by learning to trust my teammates and communicate my ideas more clearly. The outreach and media coordinator plays a huge in making HOPE4EDU successful. Without strong communication and the outreach, students will not know about our programs, campaigns, or the supports we provide. So my work ensures that our research becomes accessible to the public, our campaigns reach more students, and our NGO maintains a positive and professional image. In conclusion, HOPE4EDU is an NGO dedicated to supporting students emotionally and academically. My role as the outreach and media coordinator ensures that our message, campaigns, and programs reach the audience effectively and ethically. With my strengths, I contribute positively to my team, and with my weakness, I continue to learn and grow and improve. So, thank you for listening. That's all for me.